Your child just told you something important. A story about daycare, a bug they found outside, a feeling that felt big to them, even if it sounded small to you. You nodded. You said, mm-hmm. Your eyes stayed on your phone the whole time, and by the time they stopped talking, you couldn't have repeated a single thing they said. That small moment you'll probably forget before bedtime is one of thousands of quiet moments teaching your child something about who you are in their emotional world, and whether you're someone worth reaching for at all. Avoidant attachment isn't built by absent parents or neglectful homes. It builds itself slowly, almost invisibly, out of tiny daily habits that loving, well-meaning parents often don't realize they're practicing. And by the time you notice the pattern, the child who doesn't come to you when they're upset, who seems unusually self-contained for their age, who smiles through hard moments instead of reaching for help, the wiring is already well underway. Dr. Alan Shore at UCLA has spent decades showing that the brain regions responsible for emotional regulation and close relationships are shaped almost entirely through repeated, tiny interactions. Not the big events you remember, the quiet ones you barely register. There are 5 habits that quietly teach children to stop reaching. Most parents do at least one of them. None of them are signs of bad parenting. They're signs of being a human adult in a world that rarely gives parents time to slow down. Let's walk through them, one by one. Habit 1. Praising the suppression. You were such a big boy, you didn't even cry. She's so easy, she barely makes a sound. Every one of those comments is meant with love. You're celebrating their resilience, their calm. But here's what the child's nervous system actually hears. The version of me that pushes the feeling down is the version that gets my parents' admiration. And any child will choose admiration over authenticity almost every time. The shift is small. Praise the reaching, not the hiding. Thank you for telling me you were scared. I'm so glad you let me know you didn't like that. You're teaching them that bringing their real feelings forward is what actually makes their parent proud. Habit 2. Distracted comfort. This is the most common pattern on the list, and the one most parents don't want to look at. Your child comes to you upset. You respond, but you respond half present. A hug while your other hand holds your phone. While finishing a thought of your own. Cuddles on the couch with your eyes on the TV. To you, it feels like you showed up. To their nervous system, something different registered. The body was present, but the person wasn't. Dr. Ed Tronick, whose research on emotional unavailability in infants shaped the entire field, has pointed out that modern distracted parenting recreates many of the same signals he documented decades ago. The correction is simple. When your child comes to you upset, put the phone face down for 60 seconds. Make real eye contact. You don't have to be fully present for hours. You have to be fully present for the moment. Habit 3. Jumping straight to logic. Your toddler is crying because their banana broke in half. It's not a real problem. You know it's not a real problem. So you do what a rational adult does. You explain. Honey, it's still the same banana. You can still eat it. You were being patient, but here's the quiet message they received. Your feelings need to make sense before I'll sit with them. Young children don't have access to logic when they're flooded with emotion. The part of the brain that handles reasoning is barely online during a meltdown. Explaining why they shouldn't feel what they feel doesn't reach them. It teaches them their emotions are wrong until they can justify them. Try this instead. Before any explanation, offer one sentence of pure acknowledgement. That's so frustrating when it breaks. Then, only after they feel heard, you can introduce perspective if it's needed at all. Most of the time, it won't be. Habit 4. The quick fix reflex. Your child is upset. You reach for a snack, or a toy, or the tablet. Anything that makes the crying stop faster so everyone can move on. Every parent has done this. Sometimes it's necessary. In traffic, at the grocery store, that's fine. But when it becomes the default response, it teaches something specific. The solution to a hard feeling is to distract yourself from it. And children who learn that young grow into adults who reach for their phone, their drink, their scroll, anything, the second something uncomfortable rises up inside them. The goal isn't to ban distractions, it's to make sure that sometimes, in calm, unpressured moments, You simply sit inside the feeling with them. You don't fix it, you don't redirect, you stay. Those are the moments that teach children their emotions aren't emergencies. Habit 5. Treating transitions as logistics. Bedtime, drop off at daycare, getting in the car when they don't want to. The moments every parent wants to get over with are actually among the most emotionally loaded of a child's entire day, and they're almost always handled as pure logistics. Shoes on, teeth brushed, into bed, good night. For a young child, every separation is a small emotional event, even a routine one. If your drop-offs and bedtimes are efficient but emotionally empty, the nervous system files them as moments of quiet disconnection. Enough of those stack up over months, and the child learns something specific. Transitions are when I'm alone with my feelings. The correction costs almost no extra time. Slow down the last 60 seconds of any transition. A real hug at the door. 2 minutes of actual stillness at bedtime with no phone, no rush, no agenda. You're giving their nervous system a clean goodbye instead of a rushed one. And clean goodbyes are what let a child feel connected even when you're not in the room. Pulling it together. These 5 habits share one thing in common. They all quietly communicate the same message. Your hard feelings are an inconvenience to the adult world around you. Children adapt to inconvenient. They get smaller. They grow quieter. They become the easy child everyone compliments you on. A child who has simply stopped handing you the parts of themselves that felt unwelcome. Here's what's genuinely hopeful. The same brain that learns avoidance through repetition learns security through repetition too. Dr. Mary Ainsworth, who defined modern attachment science, spent her career proving that consistency, not perfection, is what builds secure attachment. You don't need to catch every moment. You need to catch enough of them. So tonight, when your child reaches for you, with a story, with a tear, with a tiny problem that sounds like nothing, slow down for 60 seconds. Put the phone down. Meet their eyes. Let them feel what they feel before you try to fix any of it. You don't need to get it right every time. You just need them to know, across the quiet math of 1,000 ordinary moments, that when they reach, you're reachable. That's the whole pattern. Everything else grows from it. If this helped you spot something you want to do differently, consider subscribing. We post new videos every week about the hidden psychology of babies and young children. And if you found this useful, a quick like really does help other parents find the channel. We'll see you in the next one.